It started with a cryptic Instagram story. Just a black screen with white text that read, "Not feeling well. Pray for me." No context, no face, no voice. Just Rasheeda's name tagged, and the internet instantly went into meltdown. Fans flooded her inbox with messages of concern. The queen of love and hip-hop, the woman who survived every storm from cheating scandals to business betrayals, was suddenly down bad. And no one knew why. But while Rasheeda lay silent, possibly sick and struggling, guess who was living it up in full luxury? That's right, Kirk Frost and Jasmine Washington were spotted boarding a flight to Jamaica. First-class champagne, honeymoon-level vibes. And if that wasn't wild enough, an insider claims they weren't just vacationing, they were celebrating something big, something official, something called a new beginning. Wait, what? Fans are shocked, confused, and furious. How could Kirk, the same man Rasheeda fought for tooth and nail, be booking tropical getaways with the other woman while Rasheeda might be battling a health scare? The betrayal felt nuclear. And just when you thought the Frost family drama couldn't get messy, bam! Jasmine drops a photo on her story. No caption, just a beach, 2 wine glasses, and a man's hand with a very familiar tattoo. It matched Kirk's. The family was left divided. Friends close to Rasheeda say she had no idea Kirk was flying out. Some even claim she collapsed from emotional stress the night before. And while fans were sending her flowers and well wishes, Kirk, he was off the grid. No texts, no calls, no response. Just a series of tagged pics from airport lounges, beachside resorts, and what looked like a honeymoon suite. Could this be the final straw? Is Rasheeda done for good this time? Or is this all part of a deeper, darker betrayal that's been brewing for months? And what really made her sick? Was it physical? Or was it a heartbreak so severe, it shut her whole system down? Stay with us, because this story is about to unravel like never before. Hidden phone calls, secret rings, a family in chaos, and a woman fans have always rooted for now facing the ultimate betrayal. Coming up next, the full explosive timeline that'll leave your jaw on the floor. It all began on a rainy Atlanta evening. Rasheeda had just wrapped up a long day at Pressed Boutique, her energy depleted, her face pale. Employees noticed she wasn't her usual glamorous self, no glossy smile, no witty remarks, just silence and an occasional hand to her forehead. By nightfall, she was curled up in her bedroom, wrapped in blankets, her phone buzzing nonstop with missed calls and texts she didn't have the strength to check. At first, fans assumed she was simply exhausted, maybe under the weather. But then, a quiet story appeared on her Instagram black background, white text, 3 words, "Not feeling well." That's all it took. Within minutes, the Rasheeda army, the loyal fans who had stood by her through years of public heartache, were in full panic mode. Messages poured in from every corner of social media. Is she okay? Did something happen with Kirk again? We're praying for you, Queen. But while the love came pouring in from fans, someone was notably absent. Someone who should have been the first to notice her silence. Her husband, Kirk Frost. At that very moment, according to a source close to the couple, Kirk wasn't at home. He wasn't checking on Rasheeda. He wasn't rushing to her side with soup and a forehead kiss. No, he was allegedly at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport, laughing, sipping a mimosa, and holding hands with none other than Jasmine Washington. Yes, that Jasmine. The same Jasmine who shook the very core of Rasheeda's marriage years ago. The mother of Kirk's alleged love child, the woman who nearly tore their family apart. And now, she was back in the picture. But not in the shadows. This time, she was front and center, smiling, glowing, flaunting a diamond ring on that finger. Sources say the two were en route to Montego Bay, Jamaica. Not for business. Not for a friend's wedding. But for what insiders are calling a romantic escape to start fresh. Eyewitnesses at the airport claim Kirk was overheard saying, "We deserve this. No more hiding." Jasmine reportedly replied, "Finally, just us." The words sent chills through those who overheard. Fans couldn't believe it. Just days before, Kirk had posted a birthday tribute to Rasheeda calling her his forever queen. But now, the man was off the radar, unplugged, unreachable, boarding a plane with the one woman Rasheeda had begged him to leave behind. Back in Atlanta, Rasheeda's condition worsened. A close friend of hers, who requested anonymity, revealed she was vomiting, shaking. Her blood pressure dropped dangerously low. We had to call in her mom and a private doctor. It wasn't just the flu, it was heartbreak. Her body was shutting down from stress. Another family insider added, She was whispering Kirk's name in her sleep. Like she couldn't understand why he wasn't there. She thought maybe he was out grabbing meds or food. She had no idea he was thousands of miles away. With her worst nightmare. Meanwhile, Jasmine wasn't hiding. She was posting cryptic clues on her socials. A boomerang of ocean waves. A selfie of her and a man's arm with a tattoo that fans instantly matched to Kirk's. Then came the photo that sent the internet into overdrive: her hotel balcony view with 2 wine glasses, a bouquet of red roses, and the hashtag just us. It was like she was taunting Rasheeda, showing off what she had while the real wife lay weak, unsure, and abandoned. Fans were livid. How dare he? You don't leave your wife when she's sick. This is emotional abuse. The story exploded. Every blog, gossip site, and entertainment outlet ran with it. The Shade Room, Gossip, even mainstream news began picking it up. Suddenly, everyone had questions. Was Kirk really done with Rasheeda? Had Jasmine returned for good? Was this a publicity stunt or something far more sinister? Even cast members from Love and Hip Hop began chiming in. Carly Red posted a single broken heart emoji on her story. Bambi reposted a fan comment that said, "Karma doesn't miss." And Mama D, oh, she went off. In a now-deleted video, she said, "I warned Rasheeda, you keep taking that man back and one day, he gon' spit in your face while he's kissing another woman. And now look." But here's where it gets even messier. While fans were busy canceling Kirk and dragging Jasmine, a mysterious phone recording leaked. In it, a voice believed to be Kirk is heard talking to a male friend. "Yeah, I left her a note. She'd be fine. She always bounces back. I needed this. I've been suffocating. Bro." Jasmine listens. She lets me breathe. The call ends with laughter. The clip went viral within hours. People were enraged. The idea that Kirk thought Rasheeda's loyalty, her countless second chances meant she'd be okay without him was downright cruel. Suddenly, the narrative shifted from just a love triangle to a case of emotional manipulation. Fans began dissecting every past episode of Love and Hip Hop, pointing out moments where Kirk gaslit Rasheeda, made her feel guilty for his mistakes, or conveniently disappeared when things got hard. And the worst part, Rasheeda still hadn't made a public statement. She hadn't denied it, hadn't confirmed it. She hadn't even liked a single post. Nothing. Just silence. And for a woman as vocal and fierce as Rasheeda, that silence was deafening. It said more than any words ever could. Some fans speculated she was too heartbroken to speak. Others feared her condition had worsened. Then came the ambulance photo, blurry, taken from a distance, but unmistakably her being helped into a private medical transport outside her Atlanta home. Wrapped in a shawl, head down, no glam, no cameras, just pain. And where was Kirk? Still posting filtered beach selfies. His caption, "New chapters feel good when you stop rereading the old ones." It was like a dagger to the heart. As if he had erased everything they'd built. 2 decades of marriage. Businesses, children, loyalty. All forgotten for a temporary thrill. Fans began to wonder, had Kirk always been planning this? Was Jasmine always the backup plan? Or worse, had Rasheeda's recent illness been the opportunity he was waiting for to finally walk away without confrontation? But just as fans were preparing to bury this relationship for good, something else dropped: an anonymous tip claiming Rasheeda had known about the trip before it happened. That Kirk had told her, and that she had given her blessing. But this didn't sit right with anyone. Would Rasheeda, a woman known for standing her ground, really give her blessing for her husband to vacation with his ex-mistress while she was bedridden? The pieces weren't adding up. Something wasn't right. And just like that, the plot thickened. The mystery deepened as fans scrambled to make sense of the chaos. Rasheeda's blessing theory sounded too calculated, too convenient, especially coming from a supposed anonymous tip. Who was the source? Why now? And why would Rasheeda, who had fought so hard to rebuild her trust and public image, suddenly agree to something that would shatter both? A well-known blogger, at @TY_Thasha, added fuel to the fire by leaking screenshots of a private group chat allegedly involving Love and Hip Hop insiders. In one message, a producer typed, "Y'all, if she actually told him to go, it's 'cause she was planning her own move. Trust me, mama ain't stupid." That one message sent the fanbase spiraling into a brand new theory. What if Rasheeda wasn't the victim here? What if she was setting a trap? Meanwhile, whispers began circulating that Rasheeda had reached out to a divorce attorney a week before Kirk left for Jamaica. Allegedly, she had been feeling sick for days, not just physically, but emotionally. According to a close friend who spoke on background, she told me, "I don't know if I'm depressed or poisoned." That shocking statement raised even darker questions. Was it just a metaphor for how love had hurt her? Or had she truly started to believe something sinister was going on behind the scenes? Some fans even speculated that stress-induced illness wasn't the full picture. Maybe Rasheeda had been dealing with something more toxic, emotionally, or even medically, within her own home. Kirk, on the other hand, remained unapologetically absent from the narrative. In Jamaica, he was living his best life, or at least pretending to. Jasmine posted a slow-motion clip of them riding ATVs through the forest, followed by a photo of Kirk feeding her strawberries by a waterfall. The caption, "Sometimes you gotta choose peace over people's opinions." Fans were furious. One comment read, "Girl, that's not peace. That's wreckage. You're sipping cocktails while another woman lies in bed, suffering because of your man." The divide online was brutal, while a small handful of Jasmine supporters cheered her on with "She waited her turn" and "Rasheeda ain't no saint either." The overwhelming majority tore into the couple for their insensitivity and timing. Back in Atlanta, health continued to be a concern. Her mother, Shirley, stepped in to provide updates through cryptic Facebook posts. One of them read, "My child is strong, but even the strong fall down sometimes. Y'all just pray." That was all it took. Fans rallied harder, posting collages of Rasheeda through the years, her fashion evolution, her proud moments, her sacrifices. The hashtag Team RASHEEDA hashtag began trending. Celebrities chimed in too. Monica tweeted, "Don't ever underestimate a woman's silence. It's usually the sound before her power hits different." Tamar Braxton commented, "Sending love to my girl Rasheeda. Some people forget who helped them shine in the first place." But just when the emotional weight of the story was beginning to settle, another twist hit. Late one night, a voicemail surfaced. Leaked again by an anonymous source, this time from Jasmine's camp. In it, Kirk's voice was barely recognizable. He was slurring, clearly drunk. "I messed up, man," he said. "I ain't even want to leave her, but she kept saying she didn't care, that she was done. Jasmine, she just showed up. I didn't plan it. I just needed to feel something." Then silence. The voicemail ended with the sound of glass breaking. The implication: Kirk may not have been the cold-hearted villain the internet had painted him to be. He might have been emotionally spiraling too. This changed the mood, but not necessarily for the better. Fans were now torn. Was Kirk a man in crisis, trying to escape pain the only way he knew how? Or was this just another excuse to dodge accountability, like every other time? As this debate raged on, a shocking revelation emerged, one that sent social media into an absolute frenzy. Rasheeda was pregnant. The news came from a reliable source within her medical team, who claimed she had taken a test during her initial checkup and found out she was in the early stages of pregnancy. The news had allegedly shaken her to the core. She cried, the insider revealed. Not tears of joy, tears of confusion. She hadn't told Kirk yet, she didn't even know how. Suddenly, every detail started to click into place. The fatigue, the nausea, the emotional breakdown, the silence. Rasheeda wasn't just sick, she was overwhelmed, frightened, and alone. And Kirk, he was sunbathing in another country, completely unaware that his wife was carrying his child. Fans lost it. "You left her sick and pregnant," became the rallying cry. One fan tweeted, "Kirk Frost is about to fumble a whole legacy. You don't walk away from a woman who's stood by your mess and is carrying your future." Others speculated this was karma coming full circle, that Jasmine's long-standing involvement in the Frost family had finally come back to bite her. But Jasmine wasn't staying silent anymore either. Seemingly responding to the pregnancy rumors, she posted a now-deleted message on her story. "Funny how folks will lie to keep the victim crown. Ain't nobody perfect. And I got receipts." Receipts. That single word opened the floodgates. Was she implying Rasheeda wasn't as innocent as she appeared? Or worse, did she have proof that Rasheeda had been playing her own twisted game all along? Theories began to swirl. Some fans believed Rasheeda had known about the pregnancy weeks before and intentionally kept it secret as part of a revenge plan. Others argued that Jasmine was bluffing, desperate to stay relevant in a narrative that was no longer hers to manipulate. In the midst of all this chaos, an unconfirmed but explosive report surfaced claiming that Kirk had tried to return to Atlanta, that midway through the trip, Once he learned of Rasheeda's pregnancy through a friend, he had packed his bags and left Jasmine at the resort alone. A video began circulating, showing a man who looked like Kirk, in sunglasses and a hoodie, boarding a Delta flight out of Montego Bay alone. The timing matched. The destination was Atlanta. Fans began dissecting every frame, comparing tattoos, body posture, even his walk. It looked like him, but no one could say for sure. By this point, the Frost family was under siege online in the press, and possibly even within their own walls. Rasheeda had yet to speak publicly, but a private recording of her speaking to her mother leaked. In the voice note, she said, "If he's gone, he's gone. But this baby, it changes everything. I don't want to raise another child alone." Her voice cracked, raw with pain and disbelief. "I gave him everything. I gave him me. And now I gotta figure out how to give myself back to me." And that's exactly where things stood. No clarity, no peace. Just raw, messy, very public heartbreak. The world watched as a queen fought to hold her crown while the people closest to her tore at the base of everything she'd built. But even in that darkness, a spark remained. Because Rasheeda wasn't known for giving up. She was known for coming back stronger. And just when it seemed like the final act had played out, another phone call changed everything. The phone call came in just after midnight. Rasheeda was curled on the living room couch, wrapped in a blanket. Her mother sitting nearby silently scrolling through fan prayers on Instagram. The house was dim, silent except for the occasional cough or muffled breath. Then the phone rang, name glowing on the screen. Rasheeda stared at it for a moment, frozen. Shirley leaned over, whispering, "You don't have to answer, baby." But she did. With trembling fingers, she slid her thumb across the screen and held it to her ear. "Hello, silence." Then a breath, and then his voice low, raspy, distant. "Rasheeda, I know I messed up." For a full 10 seconds, she said nothing. Then, her voice came out sharp. "You think?" What followed was not a gentle apology or a man full of guilt. It was a messy, clumsy storm of excuses. "I didn't know you were sick," Kirk began. "Nobody told me. I thought you just needed space. I was hurting too." And Jasmine, Rasheeda cut him off. "Don't say her name to me. Not while I'm carrying your child." Silence again. The shock in his pause was audible. "Wait, what?" he asked. Rasheeda's voice cracked, but she held her ground. "I'm pregnant, Kirk. I found out while I was laying here, alone, wondering if you were even alive, and you were out feeding strawberries to the woman who nearly destroyed my life." The weight of her words landed like thunder. Kirk stuttered, trying to find something to say. But what could he say? Rasheeda had stood by him when the world turned their backs. When the Jasmine scandal first broke years ago, it was her that covered him. Her that kept the family business afloat. Her that smiled on red carpets even when her heart was shattered. And now, when she needed him the most, he had chosen escape? "I didn't plan for it to happen like this," he said quietly. I was overwhelmed. You've been distant. Cold. I didn't feel like you wanted me anymore." Rasheeda laughed, bitter and exhausted. "So your solution was to run back to the woman who helped you break me in the first place. Real man move." Kirk sighed. "I'm coming home. I booked a flight. I need to fix this." She didn't answer. She simply ended the call. Not with rage. Not with tears. Just silence. A silence that spoke of a woman too tired to fight for someone who won't fight back. Meanwhile, the world was catching up. Fan accounts lit up with clips, theories, and reactions. Everyone had something to say, but no one had answers. Until Jasmine broke her silence. Sitting on a white couch in a hotel room, she recorded a video and uploaded it to her Instagram. "I never meant to hurt Rasheeda," she began, looking directly into the camera. "We all made mistakes. But I didn't force Kirk to come here. He came on his own. And before y'all start judging me, maybe ask why he left in the first place. I was just there." Then came the bombshell. Jasmine reached for her phone and played her own voicemail from Kirk, this one from 3 weeks ago. In it, Kirk's voice was calm, even loving. "I don't know how long I can keep pretending at home. She barely looks at me anymore. Sometimes I think we're just partners for the brand, not husband and wife. I miss feeling wanted, and you still see me." Jasmine stopped the recording and whispered, "I didn't steal anyone. He gave himself away." That line alone fractured the internet. Suddenly, People weren't sure who the real villain was. Had Rasheeda emotionally checked out long before Kirk physically left? Had she chosen to focus on her brand while the foundation of her marriage silently crumbled? And then another twist. A new character entered the fray. A man named Marcus, a former employee at Prestay Boutique, who had been let go months earlier for unprofessional behavior. Marcus took to TikTok, claiming he had witnessed strange late-night interactions between Rasheeda and a mystery man who wasn't Kirk. All I'm saying is, I've seen her hugged up in that back office after closing. Ain't saying she cheated, but Kirk wasn't the only one confused in that marriage. Fans were quick to call him out for clout chasing, but the damage was done. Seeds of doubt were planted. Was Rasheeda as loyal as everyone thought, or was their marriage already a hollow shell, held together by legacy and brand deals? While the world debated, Kirk landed in Atlanta. Paparazzi caught him at the airport, looking exhausted, disheveled, and alone. No Jasmine, no smiles, no honeymoon glow, just a man dragging a suitcase and avoiding eye contact. He ignored reporters, kept his head down, and jumped into a black SUV. Within hours, Rasheeda's street was flooded with parked cars, not media family, cousins, aunties, even Pastor Troy, who had once officiated their vow renewal, arrived to mediate a conversation between two people who had lost their way. Fans waited outside on lawn chairs, sipping coffee and live tweeting updates. It was surreal. Inside the house, Kirk sat on one side of the living room, Rasheeda on the other. Their son walked through the kitchen, headphones in, pretending not to hear the tension thickening the air. Shirley sat between them like a referee. "Y'all can't keep doing this," she said. "You got babies watching, grandbabies coming." Kirk spoke first. "I'm not asking for a pass. I did wrong. I left when I should have stayed. But I need you to know, I never stopped loving you." Rasheeda didn't respond. Her eyes were locked on the floor, her voice low. "It's not about love anymore, Kirk. It's about respect. You took that from me." Again. He nodded. "I know, and I don't expect forgiveness. But I'm here. I want to do right." Shirley stood. "Then go to counseling. Together, apart. I don't care. Just go. 'Cause right now, y'all ain't healing, y'all just bleeding on each other." The room fell silent. Then Rasheeda stood up and walked out. Not in anger. Not in drama. Just quiet retreat. She walked to the nursery she'd started setting up in secret, soft lighting, white walls, a crib still in the box. Kirk followed, stood at the doorway. "Is it mine?" he asked. Rasheeda turned, tears brimming. "Does it even matter to you anymore?" That question lingered in the air like smoke, thick, choking, impossible to ignore. And that's where the confrontation ended. No big screaming match. No dramatic exit. Just two people standing in the ruins of a love story that had once seemed invincible. Rasheeda returned to her couch. Kirk left in silence. Shirley locked the door behind him. Outside, fans recorded his departure. "He looks broken," one tweeted. Another replied, "So did she." The next morning, Rasheeda finally broke her silence online. Not with a rant or an expose it, with a single post. A photo of her ultrasound. Caption: "New beginnings. No apologies needed. Just peace." The post shattered Instagram. Over 1 million likes in 5 hours. Thousands of comments, some cheering her strength, others begging her to forgive Kirk one last time. But Rasheeda didn't reply. She simply logged off. And then, just when fans thought the roller coaster was finally pulling into the station, Jasmine did something no one expected. She went live, not to rant, not to clap back, but to apologize. "I was wrong," she said through tears. "I never should have let myself be part of this mess again. I hurt people. I hurt myself. And I'm stepping away from all of it for good." She ended the live by deleting every post of her and Kirk. The beach photos, the wine glasses, the selfies, all gone. But the damage had already been done. And the question remained, could anything ever repair what was broken? The days that followed were eerily quiet. No posts, no sightings, no statements. The storm had passed, but the wreckage remained. Fans described the silence like the aftermath of a hurricane, still, but heavy, like everyone was holding their breath. Even the most dedicated T-pages paused their commentary, unsure whether they should keep digging or give Rasheeda the space she so clearly needed. But then came the news: Rasheeda had left Atlanta. Not for a public appearance. Not for a show taping, but for healing. Sources close to her revealed she had checked into a secluded wellness retreat in Asheville, North Carolina. No phones, no glam squad, just peace. Her mother confirmed it with a soft-spoken Facebook post. "My baby is resting. Sometimes strength is choosing yourself quietly." This move stunned even Rasheeda's closest friends. For a woman known to handle everything, her husband's betrayals, her brand, her children, her image with a carefully curated calm, her decision to fully unplug was unheard of, but fans didn't question it, they applauded. She gave the world everything, now it's time she gives something to herself. Others were more pointed. "Let Kirk sit in the house you built and think about what he lost." Meanwhile, Kirk was doing just that. Alone in the massive Atlanta home, once filled with laughter and chaos, now filled only with echoing regrets. Insiders claimed he'd tried to visit Rasheeda at the retreat but was turned away. She left clear visitors, no distractions, no Kirk, one employee said. The man who once controlled the narrative of their marriage, who had always managed to talk or charm his way back in, was finally locked out, and according to friends, it was the first time he truly felt it. Not the internet dragging, not the blogs, not even Jasmine walking away. It was Rasheeda's absence, real and complete, that hit hardest. In a rare move, Kirk took to Instagram Live one night, sitting in his kitchen, looking visibly worn. "I know y'all hate me right now," he began, "and maybe I deserve that. I've done a lot of selfish things. But I need y'all to know, I never wanted this, I never wanted to lose her." His voice cracked. "I was just scared. Scared she didn't love me anymore. Scared she was planning to leave. And Jasmine was just easy. She didn't ask for anything, but Rasheeda, she challenged me, made me better, and I failed her." The comments section was brutal. Some fans typed crying emojis, others weren't having it. "Now you sorry. Where was this energy in Jamaica?" Too little, too late, but Kirk didn't respond. He just ended the live and deleted it an hour later. It didn't matter, screen recordings had already gone viral. The clip of him saying, "She made me better and I failed her," was reposted thousands of times. Often over slow R&B music and montages of Rasheeda's best moments. But the real twist, the one that no one saw coming, came exactly 7 days after Rasheeda disappeared from the public eye. A photo leaked. Not of her, not of Kirk, but of the two of them, together, sitting on a porch swing at the wellness retreat. No makeup, no filters, just them. She was leaning back, eyes closed. He sat beside her, hands folded in his lap. The image wasn't romantic. It wasn't posed, but it was real. It was quiet. And it sent the world into an emotional tailspin. Were they reconciling? Was she letting him in again? Or was this the final closure? The speculation was endless. But within 24 hours, Rasheeda answered with a voice post on her private fan community app. "I don't have all the answers right now," she began. "But I know this: I deserve peace. I deserve loyalty. And I deserve the kind of love that doesn't have to be begged for." She paused, then continued, "Kirk came here because he needed to see what peace looked like, not to fix me, not to convince me, just to understand what it feels like when a woman chooses herself." Her words ignited a new wave of inspiration. Women everywhere began sharing their own stories of walking away from toxic love, of reclaiming their identities. #ChoosingMyself began trending on X, formerly Twitter, with Rasheeda's face at the center of it all. She had become more than a reality star. She had become a symbol of silent strengths, of knowing your worth even when the world wants to rewrite your story. But still, questions loomed. What would happen to their marriage? Would she raise the baby alone? Would Kirk truly change? No answers came. Only small ripples in the water. Kirk was seen checking into a therapy center known for its couples counseling program. Jasmine deleted her Instagram entirely, and Rasheeda, she posted a video. Soft music, her voice narrating over clips of flowers blooming, rivers flowing, and a woman journaling by candlelight. "Sometimes you think the hardest thing is letting go," she said. "But the real test is learning how to hold on to yourself." The video ended with a single frame, a sonogram picture resting on a windowsill. Caption, "Coming soon, a new chapter." The world erupted. Fans sobbed, celebrities applauded. Even former enemies sent well wishes. The drama had turned into something else, something real, something vulnerable. Rasheeda hadn't just survived the heartbreak. She had transformed it. And in doing so, she reminded millions that strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes, it whispers, "I deserve better," and walks away. But was it over? Not quite. Because late one evening, after weeks of total silence, a press release appeared on the Love and Hip Hop website. The Frosts are returning, new season, new truths, new stakes. A teaser trailer played Rasheeda's ultrasound, heartbeat over clips of old arguments, Jasmine's tears, and Kirk's most dramatic confessionals. Then, one final voiceover. This time, nothing stays hidden. The message was clear. The story wasn't over. Not even close. And just like that, what started as a quiet Instagram story about Rasheeda feeling sick turned into one of the most jaw-dropping roller coasters in love and hip-hop history. From a mysterious illness to a shocking pregnancy revelation. From Kirk and Jasmine's romantic getaway to a painful confrontation back home, fans have seen it all unfold in real time. But through every betrayal, every tear, every silence and scream, Rasheeda reminded the world why she remains the heart of this franchise. Not because she plays perfect, but because she keeps it real even when the truth hurts. Kirk may have tried to escape the wreckage, Jasmine may have bowed out with a final apology, and the internet may never agree on who was right or wrong. But one thing is for sure, Rasheeda's story isn't finished. She's rewriting the rules, on her terms. And whether she chooses to forgive Kirk, raise her baby alone, or walk away from it all with nothing but her peace and her crown wheel, be watching. Now, we want to hear from you. Do you think Rasheeda should give Kirk another chance? Was Jasmine a pawn, a villain, or just another victim in this long, complicated saga? And most of all, what would you have done if you were in Rasheeda's shoes? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let it all out, we're reading everything. And if you're still gasping from that ultrasound post, trust us, there's more where that came from. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because when the next chapter drops, you won't want to miss a second of it. This isn't just reality TV. This is real emotion, real betrayal, and real power. Until next time, stay tuned, stay loud, and stay loyal. Because the drama, oh, it's just beginning.